What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video, and today it is time that we do a video that a lot of you have been waiting for. Me ranking every single campaign logo for the 2024 presidential election. Yep, a lot of people have been requesting me, will you rank these campaign logos? Not just for the Republican side, but also the Democrat side. And the answer is yes. Today we're going to be ranking every single campaign logo of major declared candidates. That means people like Francis Suarez, who haven't announced yet, we're not going to rank their logo. My opinion is, you're entering this late, it's kind of over. So we're not going to rank anybody else's logos unless like 50 more people show up. Outside of that, we're ranking only the people that are major candidates. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter accounts in the description down below, guys. Go follow Real American Politics on Twitter. It is a great Twitter account everyone should follow. Of course, follow the Rumble page down below for exclusive content, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $3 a month, you could join Real American, which is a phenomenal deal, as it helps support the daily content we all know and love. You love the daily content? Well, this is the best way to support it. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody. So like I said, we're only going to be ranking the candidates that have for sure declared and are major candidates. Now, I may do another one of these in a couple months if a bunch of other candidates show up or something crazy happens. But yeah, this is going to be kind of the official rankings as of now. And again, this is a more relaxed, fun type of video. A lot of people have been requesting this. I mean, I talked about in the past about how I like campaign logos and how I like to rank them and stuff. And people are like, do a video on it. So yeah, here's your video on it. So we're going to be going over every single campaign logo. And we're going to start on the Democrat side. And also, I'm not worried about third parties. I'm not going to worry about it because that's an entire different thing. We're focused on the major 2024 candidates for the major parties. So let us start with Biden's logo. And we're going to rank this 1 through 10. All these logos 1 through 10. Or actually, A, B, C, D, E, F. Yeah, let's just go the traditional grade scale of A, B, C, D, and F. So, Biden. I gotta say, you know what, actually, screw it. Just do the numbers. We're going to change. I'm sorry that I'm changing on this willy-nilly, but screw it, we're doing numbers. So, Biden, his logo is, I really do not like what they did with the E. I mean, I understand that's supposed to represent the stripes on the American flag, but it's like, it's very bland. From the scale of 1 through 10, I give it a 3. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it's very bland, nothing unique to it. The E thing is dumb. You know, it's not really aesthetically pleasing. So I give it a 3 out of 10 because just, it doesn't look good. I really do not like it. I think there are way better ways to do it. Plus, I hate the Harris thing at the bottom. That just makes it look more uneven. It's, ugh. My OCD is kicking in. But my opinion, the campaign logo for Biden, which could change, is a 3 out of 10. So that's the first one. Not a good start. Now, Kennedy. There's a lot of people that don't like his logo, but I actually do. It kind of reminds me of like a retro type of logo. Something you would see from, you know, the 60s. Not exactly a campaign logo, but it just has the aesthetics of America in the past. Americana. It really does. I like the aesthetics of it. I like the 2024 at the bottom. And I like those, the stripe things work better because it's right underneath the logo. It's not like Biden with the E. You know, I like it. The color scheme I very much enjoy. So I give this one an 8 out of 10. Very solid. You know, nothing really I would change, but it's not the perfect logo. I would say maybe add something else. I don't know. This thing just seems like it has one more thing to it. I think it would have been a perfect logo. I give it an 8 out of 10. Very solid, like the color scheme. It reminds me a lot of like the Americana from 60 years ago. That's what it reminds me of. Now, Williamson, I'm just... this one's awful. Do I gotta say much more? This one is 1 out of 10. Awful color scheme. I kind of like the idea of the 2024 thing at the right, but outside of that, there's nothing redeeming about this. Just terrible. Absolutely awful color scheme. Just looks weird. The 2024 thing, it's fine. It's the only, like, somewhat redeeming part, but 1 out of 10. That was atrocious. You know what? There are worse logos. Since there is some part I do like of it, I say 2024, alright? Or not 2024, 2 out of 10, for just because it has that thing on the right. So, RFK, in my opinion, has the best logo. The other two, not so good. Not so good. Alright, we got rid of the Democrat side. Now it's time we go through the Republican logos. And let us start with Doug Burgum. Now, I know there's a lot of memes about this one, how apparently somebody found the clip art, like, copy and paste of this, like, on some cheap website. But outside of that, I actually kind of dig this one. I like how it's, you know, kind of 3D. You see, you know, all the letters in kind of a 3D perspective. I like the For America at the bottom. I like it's even. The only problem that I have with it is the American flag at the top right. You know, I love the American flag. Don't get me wrong. I like it. But I don't think it fits good here. The full American flag. I understand that they want to make it completely even, which I'm glad they did. But it's like, that's only one downside of this. Outside of that, I like the color scheme. I think the colors fit perfectly. I give this one a 9 out of 10. I think this one's very solid, very well done. Just the American flag, they could have done something maybe different. I don't know, it just looks awkward there, but it's still better than nothing. So I give it a 9 out of 10, basically a perfect logo, but there's probably going to only be one perfect logo this entire time. I give this one a solid 9 out of 10. Christie, at least he has a slogan at the bottom. This one's a very generic, bland, something from 2012. This color scheme has been overdone the holy water in hell. I mean, it's been overdone every single time. You know, I do kind of like the font, but outside of that, this one's from 2012. It screams it. I give it a 3 out of 10. This one just, it's very generic, something from 10 years ago. I could have made something better in MS Paint, you know, but the color scheme at least is fine. It's overdone, but I give it a 3 out of 10. Now we get the DeSantis one. Now, there are a lot of positives and a lot of negatives. For one, I love the font of DeSantis. I know it's starting to get overdone a little bit, but I've always loved this. You know, it seems like a football-style font, you know, you would see on several football teams. I like that. That's not my problem with this. I like the dark blue, alright, I very much do. It's starting to get overdone, like I said, but I like it. This bottom part alone, probably 8 out of 10. Maybe 9 out of 10. The problem? The top. What is this? This is a cheap version of the American flag. This isn't like Burgum when he used the entire flag. You only use 3 stars and 3 stripes? Not a good one. This one's awful. This one single-handedly brings this down to a 5 out of 10. You get rid of that, there's no reason for it. Absolutely stupid to have this on top. I give it a, 5 out of 10 just because of that. If it wasn't for that, probably an 8 out of 10 because I do like the font. Just the thing on the top is just an eyesore. It's not good. Not good. So 5 out of 10 for Team DeSantis. Would be a lot better, but get rid of that top thing. I understand you're trying to get the American flag, but it's not good. Elder. Do I gotta say much? Not the biggest fan of the color scheme, but that's not the biggest issue. Look at the top right. What the hell is that? That's even worse than Team DeSantis. Absolutely baffling. I could have made this exact thing in MS Paint in 5 seconds. I guarantee it. This is just bad. This one is a 2 out of 10. The only redeeming factor is the color scheme is alright. Not perfect, it's alright, though I hate that dark orange thing. But it's not as bad as what we're about to see. This one, 2 out of 10. It's getting saved because of what's incoming. Nikki Haley. I like the fact that they have For President at the bottom, and I do like the lines at the bottom. Problem, I hate the font, and the color scheme, I like the blue, I hate the red. I don't think it goes well together. So, it's not a bad logo, but it's not necessarily a good one. I think this one's like a 5 out of 10. You know, if you had a different shade of red, it would have been a lot better, but it's kind of just bland. It's not awful. It's not great. Maybe 5 out of 10. Though that's kind of a disservice to, like, DeSantis's, because DeSantis has very good stuff. This one's actually a 4 out of 10. This one just, I don't know. Very not the biggest fan of it. Now we get the one that I was waiting for. Ass Hutchinson. Where do I even begin? For one, he uses like 3 different fonts in this single logo, or actually 2. I hate when campaigns do that. And not in a cool way. Just this. I hate when you combine cursive with whatever this is. And I think this actually is 2 different fonts. I can't freaking tell. They both suck. I mean, you could tell at the A at the right got cut off halfway. You could tell. What is this 4-star thing at top? What? Why? That doesn't make any sense why it's there. And the For America thing, the freaking explanation point, that is cringe. And I hate when campaigns use lower fonts, or smaller fonts for or lowercase, I should say, when you're talking about your slogan. Always use capitals, because it looks better, it looks more professional. This one was from 2000. This one is a 1 out of 10. No redeeming qualities. Absolutely nothing. Awful. Whoever made that should be fired into oblivion. That was awful. Now we got Mike Pence. You know, color scheme, I hate it. I hate the red they used. I mean, it's similar to Kennedy's, not really much. It's kind of like an orange. You know, I like how there's a box around it. I think that's fine. And I like how there is something at the bottom, For President. And I like how it's all in capitals. But, again, very generic. Nothing special to it. And not the biggest fan of the fonts. This one's like a 3 out of 10. Maybe a 4. Maybe. I'm going to be nice and say it's a 3 out of 10. Alright? I'm a nice person. Because it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's like kind of cringe. Kind of cringe with the fonts. But not the worst thing in the world. Now Vivek. Vivek Ramaswamy has a very unique logo. I dig that V at the top. That's how you do it. Alright? Not this crap of what Team DeSantis did with 3 scribbly lines. That's how you do it. And it makes sense. Because the V, I dig that. And I like how you got Vivek in the middle. And I like 2024 at the bottom. My thing is, you should have had something saying like For President or your campaign slogan. 2024 works, but I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of the font either that Vivek used. So this one, I love the thing up top. Outside of that, not the biggest fan in the world. But I think this is like a 7 out of 10. Solid enough, but a couple tweaks here and there, it could be 10 out of 10. That's how good it is right now, despite my serious concerns. Now, Tim Scott. I actually like this one. The red, it's starting to get to the point of that's what I like. it's in between bad and good. It's like meh. I like the blue. I like what they did with the outline. That is the one thing I'll give them credit for. I love how they have Scott, not just in blue. They tried something a bit different. And you have the campaign slogan at the bottom, Faith in America. This one, I give it a 9 out of 10. I like it. The only problem is I do not like the font. Outside of that, this is very aesthetically pleasing. Makes sense. Just change the font. Go in Photoshop and just adjust the font, please. And now the last one, of course, is Trump's. I've always loved Trump's logo. And I gotta say, this one is still a 10 out of 10. Love it, love it, love it. Aesthetically, it's pleasing. The blue works perfectly. Love the shade of red. And it makes sense. The bottom, you got 2024. You still got the campaign slogan. You could clearly see Trump. And the top right, there's some stars there. And I still don't know what they represent, but hey, it looks cool. I think the only problem is it seems like the U is off-centered. Is it just me? Outside of that, I'm not going to nitpick that far. This one is perfect. Well, 99% perfect. So I'm going to give this one a 10 out of 10. I may have a little bit of a bias, but I've always loved the Trump logo. And that, folks, is currently all the campaign logos for 2024. There are some good ones, like Trump, like Ramaswamy, like Scott, like RFK. There are some okay ones, like DeSantis, like Mike Pence. There are some awful ones, like Elder. And then you got Ass Hutchinson's logo. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.